booties for black girl nerds.
Hi everybody. You all
Hi.
look fantastic. Thank you for your time. I love the grouping of you guys together because you're all three of your characters are so brave in different ways and help people along in a way in their journeys in very specific ways. Melissa, beginning with you, Vanessa's dream is to own her own business and be able to do her own thing. When you think of her journey and your own times in your life where you wanted to grow or progress to a certain point, how does her path echo your own in terms of doubt uh, and just the journey to try to elevate yourself?
I mean, the self-doubt, the fear of rejection is very um, real, I think, in my life as well. So, I mean, besides the fact that she's a woman that wants to leave her hometown to pursue her dreams, and I left my hometown in Mexico to pursue mine, that is like the first connection that I ever made to her when I saw the show. I think we're very similar women. We're fighters. A lot of the time we feel like we have to do everything ourselves. She has to because she doesn't have parents that support her, but I go through life a lot of times feeling like it's me against the world. And I feel like that's a very that echoes her sentiment and a lot of her pain. So I deeply connected to Vanessa in her vulnerability, I think.
Mhm. Like similarly, Gregory, you in a way you are a catalyst. You help a lot of people despite being the younger brother in a sense to so many. You're have a certain bravery that helps people move along and make decisions. For you, what do you think is his greatest gift? What is Sonny's greatest gift to the neighborhood along with that bravery and helping people see beyond themselves?
Yeah, with Sonny, I think, as he's getting older and he's kind of finding his position in this neighborhood, and I think he's kind of becoming a pillar of it in a way. Um, Growing up, he didn't have a strong bloodline family at home. I mean, his dad was around, but, you know, he wasn't really there. It was people like Nina and Vanessa that were like the older sisters to him, or Usnavi, who's his blood cousin, but was like an older brother to him. Abuela, who's like his mother. Um, you know, Being so, I think, politically involved the way he is, and the way he's so open to everything around him, and I think he's always really taking everything in, and ultimately he just wants to grow up and really give back to those people. So I think the important role that he really does play in the neighborhood is more so the fact that as he grows older, he's becoming kind of this new pillar in the neighborhood and this new matriarch to kind of teach those younger generations, especially since he's not the youngest anymore. There are younger kids in the movie.
Absolutely. And having a position, Gregory, on my screen, you're positioned between Melissa and Leslie on the opposite end. Nina, too much given is much expected. Her family has had success that's enabled her to further her dreams and go beyond their neighborhood. But there's something about that can be a little bit fearful. Is there a greater pressure for children, the next generation of children who have had a little bit more means to accomplish their goals to be even more successful? Or is it a more comfortable place because you can explore an alternative and not the traditional route to success since you don't have the same type of like financial struggles or something like that?
Very good question. I just wanted to take a moment to just note the way what you said, too much is given and much is expected. That's something that I've always echoed in my head. It's a verse that I've echoed in my head throughout my life when times have gotten hard, because it is at the heart of Nina and at the heart of that privileged struggle that first generation children of immigrants get to feel, or next generation, like you said, next generations after get to feel. And it's hard. That's what makes it so hard for Nina to express the fear that she feels on going to her family and her community about going back to Stanford, because she is very conscious and aware of her privilege. And in a lot of ways, I've felt that way, almost like I have no room to fail, because I understand how much it took for me to even have the opportunity to maybe dream the way that I get to dream. And two, I have no room to complain, because if I think about my grandmother's story, she saw no light, she saw, maybe she had to dream it up, but I am, we are her wildest dreams. We get to do things that she could have never even dreamt. And so Nina feels the weight of her community on her shoulders. And to answer your question, I feel as though it's both of what you said. It's hard because it is the responsibility of being the fruit of all the seeds of sacrifice that the generations before you have planted and have sown, and the expectation of that, right, of living up to that when you're just the person, you're just you're just trying to find your own path. But it's also the opportunity of being able to discover a new pathway and maybe pay it forward in the way that Nina wants to do for Sonny in the end.
That's wonderful. Well, I thank you all for your time. Beautiful performances, beautiful film, and thank you for chatting with me today.
Thank you so much.
You.
Take care.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you so much, both of you, for your time for this beautiful project, and it's an honor to speak with both of you. Jimmy, beginning with you, I spoke to Nina, who plays your daughter, Leslie, who plays Nina in the film, and I asked her, as her character has the option of whether she wants to continue at college, I thought about generational things where your generation made the way after Olga's character paved the way. So how does that next generation honor the work that you've done, then the predecessors by them? Do they have the space to dream, or do they have to go the same arduous path that your character did?
The next generation of performers, or
of her character, performers, or
her
after you?
Well, no, of her characters, I do definitely. I've lived both sides of that coin in terms of being the first in my family, my extended family, to attend university and decide to go on to graduate school and understand what that pressure is from the family out of love, because they want the best for you and they want you to to continue to do better so that you can, because it's the story, it's the universal story of every wave of immigrant or migrant. If you come from another country, if you come from one region of the country to another, that you come as community and want your offspring to do better, and that feeling that the offspring has is, well, what grappling with. Where is home? Is home here? Is home where we come from, that we deal with in terms of our culture? Is it where I'm going? All of those things are resonant, I think, in the movie, within the trappings of the delivery system of the musical that's just about joy and the positivity of this particular community. Because all of these things that are grappled with, Olga's character deals with her life story, and it's there's a beautiful sequence on the train that's moving forward. It's all about moving forward, moving our community forward, our families forward.
And Olga, for you as Abuela, and you watch, as your character Abuela watches the next generation before she passed away, what is that fine line for that younger generation to preserving and honoring, but taking forward, and some things you have to leave behind if you want to go further? So what is that fine line like for that next generation of people to honor their elders, but still proceed and carry legacy on?
That's a great question. I think Abuela Claudia is the rock. She's there for support. She brings those old-fashioned values of the little details that preserve our values, our culture. That's very important. That keeps our dignity and our humanity, and she tries to school the new generation and to pass that along, because that's what elders do. But yet we have to leave this new wave of young people to discover their own path, their own way, their own voice, and find it on their own. But I do think this film deals with both of these issues. and in a really beautiful way, like Jimmy said. So yeah, there's a balance of both of these elements.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much for your time here, giving me the hood. So thank you so much. Beautiful project and a pleasure to speak with both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeandra. Blessings to you.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.